Hey everybody, this is Ozark Prepper 1. It's been a wild week, a wild 2 weeks. Uh, we've had a slight change in the weather, and with that comes winter flu, colds and flu, and all that stuff. And it got me last week pretty good, but I'm back in action. What I was going to touch on this evening, since I haven't had daylight to do anything in the past week or two, is right now we are in a time period where we have some grace. And what you can do now before things get a certain way, possibly, who knows? Things might get good, but I doubt it. Not that I don't hope for that, I hope things get good, but I think we're better off being pessimistic of that happening at this time. Get your house in order. If there's something you want to do it now. Um, don't wait, because every day that goes by in your life is a day wasted if you didn't do something with it. If you're working a job and you feel trapped, you're working for a big corporation, and let's say you make anywhere from 35,000 to 70,000 a year, or some of you people make six figures a year. Now, if you want to remain a slave, then just picture in your mind you still working there 10 years from now. If you want to escape that matrix, I'll tell you how to do it. And I don't need anything from you to tell you this. Uh, you can like and subscribe if you want, but uh, I'll tell you this anyway. You take your money that you work for, and instead of buying flashy things, instead of buying nice clothes, instead of buying expensive vehicles, buy reliable vehicle, buy reliable clothes, buy things that you still get respect, but you don't break the bank. Okay, and you invest that money that you work for into a piece of equipment that's going to make you more money, or your own home-based business of some kind. You take the money and invest it in something that's going to bring you passive income and windfall income. Learn all these things. It matters. Because once you have a stream of income coming in on your own, you keep reinvesting that along with your wage from the corporation you work at. Next thing you do, you can either up your 401k to a certain amount to where the employer is going to match it. And then what you do, if your company lets you borrow against that 401k, you do it. And you take that money and you invest it in hard assets such as gold, silver, copper, platinum, palladium, or anything, diamonds, uh, classic car, let's say 57 Chevy, or a '68 Camaro, Corvette, anything from the past that's going to gain in value. Anything that you take your money and spend on, make sure you spend it on something that's going to gain in value no matter what. And don't do this if you're not set. And by set means you own the place you live at. You can still do some of this, so you can eventually own a place. But if you're young and your parents and you have a good relationship and you can still stay with them and build yourself an empire before you leave. Don't get that urge to just suddenly move out. When you see these one thing in America that we do different from other cultures is we're so independent that we want to be independent the day we turn 18. And that's a mistake. You can go to a Jewish family, or you can go to a Hispanic family, or any family from another country, and a lot of them stick together and they work as a team. They view their self as their own company. They view their family as a company, and they all contribute until they make one of them super successful. And then when that one becomes super successful, he reaches down and grabs the other ones and pulls them up to his level. And they continue doing that until the whole family is powerful. You can do that too. I can't do that because my family's gone. They're deceased, But and that's the case for a lot of people, And when you're in that situation, you just gotta spend your money right and not buy things you don't need. You need food, you need shelter, you need a means of transportation, and you need backup supplies for when things aren't so good. And that even means income. You need money put back, or hard assets, or anything you could sell that's always going to gain in value. There are so many things that are always going to gain in value. So if you're young and you can still stay with your parents, do it. Especially if you have a good relationship. And while you're there, contribute a little bit. It goes a long way. Your parents appreciate that. And it'll come back to you sevenfold later in life. You'll be surprised. They may hand the keys to their things to you at a certain point because they trust you. But you'll always have a good relationship and you'll always have good credit. Your money is your word. When you buy things or someone loans you money, or you say, I'm going to pay you on this certain time, and you do it and you follow through with it, your money is your word. It's a unit of measure of your labor. And it's a unit of measure of other people's labor. So when they can trust you with money, then you've gained credit with that person. And you've got somebody in your corner the rest of your life. And you got to look out for people that are scammers. Some people will borrow money from you and they will never pay you back. And I can tell you how to get rid of those people for pennies on the dollar. How to find out who they are. You loan them a small amount of money. And when they don't pay you any of that back, if you have to remind them, don't even remind them. Just cut them out of your life immediately. Block them. Have nothing to do with them. And if they do want to come back in your life, say, yes, I want that money back double. Or don't talk to me again. And if they come back with that money double, then yeah, maybe you can trust them. But I've made these mistakes for you, so that's why I'm sharing this information with you. I've made this mistake in the amounts of $5,000, $6,000, separate individuals, and they didn't pay me back. And I cut them out of my life. And that was a lot of money. And I thought I was doing a good deed when I did it. But turns out I was probably enabling their problems. But take this information and If you have a loved one that seems to be doing very well at their job, making good money and stuff like that, maybe let them know that you can have an empire if you take that money and you spend it wisely. If you invest in things that are going to always increase in value. There's two things in life when it comes to money, and there are liabilities and there's assets. Only buy assets and get rid of your liabilities. Anything that's going to be a drain on you financially, get rid of it and get something that's going to be an asset, something that's going to generate money. And I know when you're young, hearing this from somebody, you're scratching your head thinking, what's he talking about? What do I do? What's the first step? The first step is find out what you're good at and then invest in that and become that. If it takes a certain type of equipment to do something, get it. Even if you're not going to use it right away, get it and just keep adding to it. Keep building it. And then when the time comes, you'll be hungry and you will figure out how to operate that. Anyway, enough for tonight's random talk on a Thursday night. It's a cold, rainy night. And you all have a great weekend. Ozark Prepper 1 out.